Hello champions and future champions! Today I am going to show you another tactical pattern, and before I reveal everything, I offer you to pause the video and think what would you play here if it was black to move. Okay, here one of the things that we can notice is that if we didn't have the e4 pawn, we would be able to take the g2 one. So here it comes an interesting option to play e3. And after white takes fe3 or queen e3, we take queen g2, so we don't allow this way opponent to go short castle. But after e3, fe3, queen g2, white can go long castle. And the g line they will use for attacking our king. So this is not very clear position. What else we could do in the initial position? We could play here rook d8. This is a good move. We bring our rook with a tempo attacking the d4 pawn. Now white cannot go long castle, because a2 pawn hangs. And after rook d8, if white plays rook d1 defending the d4 pawn, first of all we can take the a2 pawn, but also we can play e3 now, as after fe3, queen g2, white king is in the center, and they cannot go long castle anymore, as they have touched the rook on a1 playing rook d1 earlier. Well, we have found that in the initial position, rook d8 is a good move and it gives black advantage. However, there is even stronger move than the rook d8. In the previous daily lesson, I have shared with you an idea how to crush opponent's queenside. Let me remind you. We played here e5, opening the bishop on f8, and after d5, bishop a3, thus crushing white's position. Now let's go back to our initial one. I bet at this point you guess black's move. Well, we can use bishop a3 idea in the kingside as well, playing bishop h3. What is happening after bishop h3? Now we attack the g2 pawn, we just want to take it. If white takes gh3, now after e3, this is a discover attack on the rook on h1 with a tempo on the queen, and here we win material. What else can do white after bishop h3? If they play bishop f1, well, we are very happy because even now white cannot take gh3 because of the same e3. So after bishop f1 we can play rook fd8 or rook ac8, and next rook fd8 white king is in the center. If after bishop h3 white plays rook g1 defending the g2 pawn, what would you play here? Okay, if you say it will take the g2 pawn, you are correct. Now after rook g2, e3, double attack, and you win again. After bishop h3, if white plays long castle, with the idea to sacrifice the g2 pawn and then use the g line for attacking our king, now we will take the a2 pawn. Next is coming rook c8, so here we are winning too. And after bishop h3, if white plays short castle, here both of our options wins. We can take bishop g2, as white cannot take the bishop, as after king g2 it will be e3 check, with the idea the next move take the queen, and if white plays bishop f3 attacking our queen, here we have an intermediate check, queen g5, and then we take the queen. After bishop h3 short castle, e3 move also wins. White can play bishop f3, here looks like we can take queen f3, and if gf3 ed2 and we are piece up, but now after queen f3 white can take fe3. Defending the g2 pawn, and now our queen and bishop hangs. Well, after e3, bishop f3, we can take ed2, and after bishop d5, rook d8, we will have still big advantage, but we don't need to analyze this everything, as after bishop h3 short castle, at least we have this simple bishop g2. So, with this nice move, bishop h3, black is winning the game immediately. The next example. The position is from my game, played in 2012. I'm black and my opponent was international master, and here it was my turn. What to play? I offer you to pause the video and think. Okay, well, our c6 pawn hangs. We have here bishop pair and big activity on the king side. But how to continue? Well, here you know the topic. We play bishop h3. Attack the g2 pawn, the defender of f3 knight, and suddenly white position is collapsing. The g2 pawn is defended with the knight on e3, but the thing is that after I take bishop g2, I'm going to take the f3 knight. And the f3 knight cannot make a move, because I will be able to take on f2. It's over. If gh3, queen f3. First I ruin all opponent's kingside, next is coming rook a8 and white king is in the center. After bishop h3, if short castle, it doesn't change anything. I continue my plan with taking bishop g2 and then f3 hangs. If white plays long castle, after bishop g2, knight g2, queen f3, I won a pawn, but also I attack the g2 knight, f2 hangs. After bishop h3, my opponent played rook g1, but after bishop g2, rook g2, queen f3, the position is lost. Here opponent resigned. Probably it was too early, but anyway, white's position is lost. I'm a pawn up and also white king is in the center. So champions, be aware of these sudden bishop h3 moves. Also in the previous lessons you have seen that at some point you will have also bishop a3 1. At the end of today's lesson, as always, I have a homework for you. The position is from the game God of Boleslavsky who loved to attack, and it was his turn. What would you play here if you were Boleslavsky? You can post your answers in the comments section, and I'm looking forward to seeing you during the next daily lessons with Grandmasters.